What is up, guys? Sam from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you how to increase your red zone efficiency tenfold. But before we get to the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online head-to-head gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. And let me be the first to tell you that our last two Vault updates, the last Vault update of 2020 and the first of 2021, have changed the meta on defense. No matter what defensive playbook you run, no matter what defensive formation you run, no matter what preferred coverage you like to call, the last two Vault updates have taken defense in a different direction than you have seen in Madden 21. So definitely head over to gridirongameplans.gg and check it out. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. Okay, let's go ahead and get into today's video. We're going to be focusing on increasing your red zone output. Now, this is a tip that I actually put into the Vault update a couple months ago for Gridiron Game Plans members. And it was something that a lot of players kind of got back to me immediately and were like, hey, I'm executing in the red zone a lot more with this. And, this is something that's really easy to install. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you the way that requires no apprentice or no hot route master. For most of you, you're probably already using a hot route master like Gannon or using the apprentice abilities. EA increased the ability cap from 10 to 12 on Ultimate Team. So all I'm going to ask of you in this particular video is 1 AP. Please give me 1 AP to help your offense, especially down inside the 5-yard line. And the reason that I want this is for the physical or the deep threat archetype, you want that red zone threat for 1 AP. So for this tip to work best, you're going to want that red zone threat. You can have multiple if you want for this tip, but at least one to make this work consistently. What you're going to look for is a deep stock 10-yard out route. And this is a route that is going to get into the back corner of the end zone where zone coverage does not cover the field. And this is really important because you're going to be able to use the high point mechanic to throw an accurate football to your red zone threat and get those rocket catch or those aggressive catch animations for touchdowns. So I'm going to go ahead and show you iForm H Pro. This is in the Seahawks playbook. I've actually never run this. This is a concept tip. So trying to hammer home that this is something you can install no matter what playbook you run. You're going to look at this deep out route, this deep stock out route. And what you ideally want is one that's deep enough that it actually gets, in the back corner of the end zone. So this is a little bit, it's more like halfway. Maybe this tip, down inside the 5-yard line, depending on the stock depth of your out route, will work better a little bit closer. So pay attention to those types of variables. If I were in, say, shotgun spread, PA deep out, that play has deeper out routes. So you might be able to do this from further away from the goal line. Some of these other out routes might be a little bit shorter, like you see here in bench. So you might need to run this a little bit closer. So keep those variables in the back of your mind. Now, the benefit of a formation like the iForm H Pro is that you should bait a run defense, a 4-4 type defense or a 3-3-5 wide, safety spied. That type of defense should be what your opponent will respond with. Now, let's go ahead and break down how this theory works. I'm going to show you cover 3. And if you take a look at the outside third player, Kevin King, on the left near DK Metcalf, you notice that there's a lot of green grass, and I say a lot facetiously. It's about 5 yards by 10 yard strip of green grass in the left side of the end zone. That's a no cover area in the red zone. And you see that if you were to look to the right side, it's also open on the right side as well. This is the area of the field that we have to attack in the red zone. Obviously, you also have the post, that split area between Kevin King and the middle blue zone, which has no one covering it. That's another area that you can attack with red zone threat. Basically, you want to use a route that gets into that green grass area and is something that you can throw high point. And if you can get a receiver into this area consistently, it will be a aggressive catch animation that is more often than not caught. So I'm going to spy off the rush here just so I don't get sacked. I want to show the 7-on-7 of this. And I want you to watch how Metcalf on this deep out route is going to work off press, and then he's not going to be covered. And you're just going to throw this high point pass in the back corner of the end zone for an easy touchdown. This is a simple tip, something that you could do very, very consistently. You know, typically speaking, if they have, you know, man coverage and have like medium route knockout, that would be something that would counter this. But I don't anticipate you're going to run up against that too much in this scenario. Again, you're going to see Metcalf works off that, gets into the no cover zone, high point pass, rocket catch, and it got broken up. I would say that my success rate with this tip is in the range of probably 65 to 75%, which is high enough that it's worth using, at least in my opinion. Another thing to consider is that this is actually a really good ability against man coverage as well. If your opponent is playing straight up man, you could just blatantly throw right at their face and get one play scores. If it's zone, that no cover zone in the back outside corner of the end zone is really where you want to throw this, because you tend to hold on to it a lot more. So you see we're 2 out of 3 here. And this is against cover 3. So this will work against anytime you face a cover 3. Most players are going to shade into hard flats. And like I said, I'm just spying off the pass rush. I don't want any fluky block sheds that you see in practice mode. The Seahawks line isn't the greatest, but Metcalf is one of the guys that does have red zone threat. So I chose them for this video. But again, you see just how easy this can consistently get into the back corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Now, I could work against Jair Alexander on the outside on the right. Probably not the best idea in the world. You see right here, here's Lockett, same type of deal out there. He doesn't have the red zone threat, so he doesn't hold on to it. But having that ability gives you far greater, you know, aggressive catch odds against this coverage. You see right here, try it again, try to throw that animation. You see that he just drops it. Whereas if you have that ability, he'll tend to hold on to this ball. So that's why it's so important that you have this ability. So you see Metcalf again works off of the press, letting him get into that no cover zone, and then you get the rocket catch animation. Right there, he just blatantly dropped it on a bug, but you saw that it definitely was open. Now, I did talk in the Vault update about the C route. The C route is the better option, I would say, because the hot route master, the outside apprentice C route, gets into the tender area against cover 3. And let me see if I can actually find an example here in the Seahawks playbook. This is a tip that is a little bit more advanced. Like I said, I put this on Gridiron. Let me see if I go into concept and then go into pass. See if I can find like a smash concept with a C route, like shakes, for instance. So that's in their pistol formation. So let me go into their pistol. You find this play shakes, right? So if I were going against, you know, a standard cover 3, we talk about this area on the field that in cover 3 gets open. So if I were to take a look at Amos, right? You see that there's this area that I'm walking around right here that's also green. This area is a spot that if you can get into that area with red zone threat, that is a very, very easy pass. Now, the problem is that stock C routes get pressed into oblivion by cover 3. You see here, it kind of gets jammed, and this throw is a little bit tougher, but you can go ahead and get that throw into that seam. The other thing is that the inside release on this C route, if it's a stock C route, is a lot more narrow. You see that he basically runs 1, 2, 3 steps, gets pressed, and then he runs straight up. With a regular C route, it'll start right here. It'll release, you know, inside pretty heavy, and then it'll, sorry, I didn't mean to magnetize, and then it'll cut up into this area. So this is why the Hot Route Master C route is better. It cuts into this area really clearly away from cover 3. So you get this animation where you could throw it here, or you could wait for the C route to then cut to the back of the end zone where you could throw it in the same manner that I have been throwing the out route. So the Hot Route Master C route doesn't stop in the back of the end zone like you saw this route do. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. The C route is a little bit better. It gets into this tender area of cover 3 where you can throw it quick with an inside pass lead, or then it bends back out to the outside where you can throw the high point pass in the corner. So that is why I like the C route. That's why I broke that down on Gridiron. So let's go ahead and get back to the regular out route. I want to take this through the other coverages here. So go back to the iForm H Pro bench, and let's go now against, let's go ahead and run like this against a cover 2 defense. So let's say we were facing Tampa 2. Tampa 2 is really tough because you have this cloud flat defender. This is just a really, really hard throw. You're going to have 2 guys at the back of the end zone. So you're going to get those, those aggressive catch penalties. The red zone threat is an ability that works really well one-on-one. So let's say, it was cover 2 hard flat, for instance. If that were the case, I would be able to throw this route a little bit better. I mean, just the same as we did against cover 3, and you see that we hold on to it. So if it's cover 2 hard flat, you're fine. If it's cover 2 cloud flat, it's a little bit more scary. Again, this is why the C route against cover 2, not to be a broken record, the C route is the better route. I'm showing the deep out route, but the C route is better because against cover 2, regardless of cloud flat or hard flat, you're going to have an earlier window. So let's say Tampa 2 right here, you're going to be able to throw inside pass lead there. Again, the hot route master C route breaks to the inside far more than a stock C route does. So keep that in the back of your mind. So you're going to get an extra 2 steps over the middle before he breaks up the seam against cover 2 with a regular, with a hot route master C route, whereas you're really going to have to throw a hard pass lead to the inside with a stock C route. Now, on a regular C route, a stock one, for instance, they don't bend to the back of the end zone nearly as well. You see how he just runs a curl? Again, that's why the outside apprentice is a far better version of the C route. But you can see that again against cover 2, 2 windows are open. Now let's go ahead and go up against cover 4. Cover 4 is another coverage that you would think might fare better against this type of approach. So let's play like nickel 3-3-5, cover 4 drop. I'm going to pinch here. You're going to see here that, again, if I take a look at the play art, the outside quarter does not cover that outside 5x10 strip of the end zone. So again, you're going to have that rocket catch potential in the back corner of this end zone. Let him run his route, high point pass, aggressive catch. He didn't catch it there, but in terms of holding on to it through contact, he's been, I think, 3 out of 5 so far in this video. So again, this is just a trust throw. You're just going to go ahead and make this throw, high point pass, and I actually got swallowed up by Kenny Clark. Let me go ahead and do that again here. I'll spy him this time. Another thing that's really good for this tip is your pocket presence. Just for the record, if you could have a post up so you can step up in the pocket on your line, that is another tip that makes this work a little bit better. But again, you see right here, yeah, he's dropped a couple in a row right here. But in general, this is a tip that you've seen throughout this video that is very safe. Even when he drops it, it's still an incomplete pass. That is exactly what you're looking for. So again, here, there's the aggressive catch. He holds on to it that time. So in that example against cover 4, we were 1 out of 3. If you carry that out, again, you're gonna see your rates are gonna be close to 65%, which is totally fine. I mean, in this spot, to be able to get them into a run defense, give you this throw one-on-one on the outside and hold on to it very consistently, that is what you're looking for. So now we're 2 out of our last 5. Clearly, it's starting to look like the rate is about the same as it is against cover 2 and cover 3. Now, last but not least, man coverage. Man coverage is cash. It's cash money. One of the most popular man coverages is obviously your nickel 3-3-5 wide. A lot of players are going to spy their safeties if they start to see a run formation like I-Form H Pro. They're going to think that this is a very easy, just basic run call, stretch, dive. So they're going to play their safeties like so. Now, hopefully I don't get shed here, but if you get a one-on-one here, just literally throw this ball and they tend to aggressive catch it. You see right there, he didn't get his feet in, but he caught it. Very, very blatant. Now, another thing is, if you know that they are in, let's back this up just a little bit. I'm going to back this up to like the 9. If they're playing, man coverage here, it's just a one-on-one ball, just literally put the man on a streak and just throw a streak. And he'll hold on to it. Right there, that was a beat press animation. Let me see if I can actually get Kevin King to not get toasted off the line here. Maybe I'll play a shade over the top. See if that helps. So get his back turned and then just throw the aggressive catches. You see how he holds on to it? So if you know it's man coverage, you don't even have to wait for the out route. This is something you could just blatantly throw right at them. Obviously read man or zone. You're going to know whether or not they're in, cover 2 man or if they're in cover 3, depending on how the safeties rotate more often than not. So this is a tip that works against everything. Man coverage, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. I only showed you the 10-yard out route in this video, but I want you to be aware. Go into practice mode, use the Buccaneers with Mike Evans. He's got the red zone threat, and Tom Brady has hot route master. Use those regular C routes and go through all the scenarios I just showed you. Compare the hot route master C route to the stock 10-yard out route, and you're gonna love that C route, I promise you. But I wanted to show you the less successful, if you will, of the two routes, which is the stock out route. And you saw that it was right in the range of 60-65%. And you know, obviously man coverage can't handle it. If it's one-on-one man coverage, it's going to be an easy one-play score. So that's today's video, guys. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys comment below if there's any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints. And we'll see you guys with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.